Captain Log Supplemental. Our rescue mission to the Sigma-3 solar system has been halted by an immense grid and an untimely visit from Q.
Hey guys, Geeky J here again, and today we're doing another Star Trek commentary. This time it'll be on Season 1, Episode 10, Hyde and Q. You guys know the rules, so 3, 2, 1, play. So this episode, it was directed by Cliff Bowl, and it originally aired November 21st, 1987. An urgent call for medical help. I like the pattern on the walls there. Has that always been like that? If so, I'm just now noticing it. It's a pretty cool pattern. Okay, maybe it's just in that one area. Oh, well, there it is again. Maybe it's at the, just where the doors are. $504. Does anyone know how many occupants the Enterprise can hold? What about crew member and family? We just saw a skirt. Not on a dude, but I wonder. I can't remember what the dress uniform for women looks like. I remember Tasha Yar was wearing it earlier, but not in the episode, but in one of the previous episodes. Q never makes it easy. So is that what Q ultimately looks like? Looks like Cobra heads on a bubble. They're like toy Cobra heads on a bubble. Ooh. Three Cobra heads on a ring or bubble. Oh, Starfleet Admiral. So this is the only episode. Oh well, here, let me give you the synopsis of the episode really quickly before I play some trivia. Basically, the episode is about Q returns to the Enterprise, testing Commander Riker by giving him the power of the Q. And that's a pretty simple episode premise. Nothing crazy. Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, this is the only episode in a Star Trek series featuring Q in which Q does not appear in any scene wearing a Starfleet captain's uniform. He does appear as a Starfleet admiral, as we just saw, but it's not a captain's uniform. He does wear his typical red uniform as a commander when talking to Riker on the planet, which we'll see, and a yellow one as lieutenant commander when mimicking data, but not a captain's uniform. Tasha Yar. This is like the only show on Netflix I don't skip the intro to. The title is based on the schoolyard game Hide and Seek, where, well, you know what Hide and Seek is, but that's just a play on that game. The title is. And this is the first appearance of Q since Star Trek Encounter at Farpoint, the first episode. Well, the first and second episode together. Untimely visit. Is a visit from Q ever timely? He's late and on time always. Q arrives precisely when he means to. John Delancey plays Q awesomely. Couldn't imagine someone better in that role. I love that line. And Worf's response, just a growl. Picard. Never really gave us a reason to trust you. I wonder what Starfleet thinks of Q. Good fortune. Oh, should have said that word. Mm. I think he takes. Oh, yep, he takes everyone but Picard. He just looked lost for a second. Oh, is that two moons? Could be anywhere. True that. Hmm. I do remember this episode slightly. I do remember the gifts Q gives at the end of the, or Riker actually gives at the end of the episode. Uh-oh. Can't get off the bridge. This is why you should always still have doors with handles. That way you can pry it open. I do wish we'd soon sink over the doors like the Enterprise has. And they have to have the ch noise. How you play the game, it matters. So if you guys noticed that Deanna Troy isn't here, this is the first episode she's not in. Uh, she actually couldn't be there for the episode's filming. And they explain it away as a log entry as Picard, as her taking a trip home. What's funny about that is that the actress, she actually thought since she was cut from this episode and a couple others that she was actually going to be fired and removed from the show. And the director Cliff Bowl, he said he liked the episode, but it wasn't one of his favorites. He praises John Delancey for his performance. And he took him actually to an episode of Mission Impossible in Australia. Was pretty funny. I feel like that's just a green screen, and they were like, eh. let's not take it down. So Cliff Ball, he actually looked at the first episode encounter at Farpoint in order to maintain Q's tone throughout the episode, but he found that John Delancey just quickly uh, fell back into the role. A most dangerous game. So if you'll notice, whenever they start playing the game, that the cannon we see um, shown with the Napoleonic soldiers, it's not actually a French cannon of the period, nor actually a full-scale real cannon. It's just a tube on a carriage. And if you notice about Data, let's see, he only has one pip on his uh, uniform throughout most of the episode. You can't really play a game. A game has to have risk, or what's the consequences? Yeah, I can't remember. Well, I guess if they die, yeah. Well, then, I don't see how you can play a game if it's not fair. What's the point of having a game? Yeah, see, like, don't tell us the rules, but give us a penalty. Classic Q move. Oh, she's with Picard then. I wonder why Picard. I guess Picard got a penalty to begin with for not wanting to play the game. She dies. Is you. One thing I like about Q is that he can appear in any uniform in any way, and it's pretty awesome when you have a character like that because it opens the door to limitless possibilities. Tasha. I wonder if they mention where the planet actually is in the episode. I can't remember. And that's it. You're dead. Zip. Not a zero. Out of here. Forever. Honestly, I think that dialogue was a little flat and robotic. I feel like Picard is all over the place this season in a little ways, and not necessarily his part, mainly due to the writing. We're getting a picture of Picard that's all over the place in some ways. What do you guys think? Well, I suppose it's understandable considering it is only what 10 episodes in out of a 20 some odd episode season. I don't think that would fly today so much though. Start date today. Mm, Jurassic Park reference. So he's not testing Picard, but he's testing Riker. I like how Q or Picard is uh, doesn't even doubt that Riker will win. Hmm, is it now Q? Oh, that's Worf. And you guys can see the tube. I wonder if that's what they're referencing, or if it's when they're actually coming this way, marching towards the crew members. Worf can run. Why not the games, Picard? But I'm not sure if they'll show it again. I can't remember. But if you look at Q's tent, it shows the French royal arms with three fleur-de-lis, and that's a French national flag from 1376 until the French Revolution, when it replaced by the tricolor blue, white, red that France has today. So that's a little tidbit. So an actual scene from Star Trek TNG Encounter at Farpoint was reused for this episode, and that's the scene at the beginning where we see the four officers are leaving the sick bay, and you can see a couch in front of Dr. Crusher's office, where it would have been at that time, at this time. And Cliff Bole, the director, described the episode as a lot of fun, and that John Delancey was a joy and a creative guy to work with, which, I mean, I can understand just based off his portrayal as Q. The Globe quote, is that the Globe quote, illustrated by Shakespeare? Is that what that said? But in the novel Q&A, it establishes that Q was actually sent back to give the power of the Q continuum to Picard, but he disregards that and gives it to Riker instead. So that's interesting. I wonder how the episode would have been different if given to Picard instead of Riker. I feel like Picard would have been more easily ready to dismiss the powers. So maybe that's why they changed it to Riker. And not because Riker's um, incompetent or something like that. And that's not why I think that. It's just probably because I think that Picard is a more experienced. He's a lot wiser, a little older than Riker. So Q's the grid we see at the beginning, it's actually footage from Encounter at Farpoint as well. And this is the last time it appears in Star Trek. And it was mentioned in the TNG finale of All Good Things. And it's stock footage. Oh, see, that's cool. So he has 2 pips. Let's see if we can catch Data with 1 pip. Or phasers. So where's Data? Oh, there he is. See how many pips he has. It looked like he had 2 there. I didn't get to see. If you guys saw he only had 1, I mean, if you guys saw a scene where he only had 1 pip or less, let me know. And whenever we go back to the planet with Q and Riker, um, just look when he puts the glass of lemonade down on the table. It should have more than in the previous shot when he drank from it. And also when Worf ran to attack one of the Napoleonic creatures, you can see one of them swing the butt of the musket at him, clearly missing him, but it still knocks him down. Let's see if we see Data with 1 pip. I'm really interested in seeing that for some reason. Sorry. So he has 2. Maybe I'm not sure what the hollow circle means. You guys know? Let me know in the comments. He does. So when Picard, when Q says that the Enterprise is trapped like a flying amber. I'm sorry, when Q says that the Enterprise is trapped like a flying amber, Picard will say that in a log entry later in TNG, in where silence has lease. He could do anything he wants right then. See, it's funny that Riker, he initially knows he wants something from Q, or I mean Q wants something from him and the captain and the crew, and he's more hesitant to use the power than any other time. But then he slowly realizes, well, hey, I can do this, that, and the other thing. But and that influences him. And he becomes weakened by that ability. But when he does, we'll see later on when he does give those gifts, that he decides, and everyone rejected him, he decides that it's better off if he just doesn't have them. And he realizes that. Savages only. How far will advance? Can Q go to the future? I can't remember. And does anyone know how long the Q live? I suppose. Gonna miss him when he's gone, Riker. What's going on, Riker? Maybe this is when we'll see when Worf shit with the butt of the rifle. I don't recall seeing it earlier. So you can tell he's not playing that beagle, just holding up to his mouth. Are these creatures real or just something that Q imagined? Like, are they a real species? Yeah, he completely missed him. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's really sucks for Wesley. Okay, so we see this little beam again. I don't see why Q or why Picard seems too upset about that. At least, I mean, it was kind of a good thing. It stopped anyone from dying. I mean, yeah, he can use those abilities, but why not use them in that specific moment, just to help everyone for a second? See, I like how Riker's standing right there, like, oh, well, I'm better than you, and all this other stuff. At least that's the aura he's giving off there. Out of his experience. Oh, did he do the move where he goes over the chair? I totally missed it. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit worried. I think all of us would struggle to say no to those powers. Would you guys? Do you guys think you'd be able to say no? Do you think you'd be able to resist Q? And if you couldn't, do you think you'd only use the power for good stuff, or how do you think you'd deal with that? Would you be selfish with it, or would you just go on fuel, go on full Q? Having trouble talking today. Nope. They're the last ones. Knew it. And this is a really horrible part. I feel bad for Riker having to make this choice. I like that they illustrate how strong Data is. It reminds me of, well, I'm guessing that this is why the Chilean girl, whose name escapes me on the Orville, she's kind of like Data in certain ways, at least with her strength. She's That's really the only thing they have in common, and she's probably more powerful than Data. You could let her live. That sucks. It's really hard. At least he keeps his word. Um, see, try. He could do it. Mm. Oh, that's not right. Shouldn't be doing that. That's like a slap in the face almost. Ooh, if I was Card, I'd be pissed. But Card, I'd be pissed, and rightfully so. You shouldn't have a number one acting that way. Mm. You know, another slap in the face. Card maneuver. Oh, Beverly was like, "Oh, try it. I don't care if you got the power of the Q. I'll slap you." That's what her face said. uh, Pretty far. So, Q's wearing of the Starfleet uniforms, it actually mirrors his feelings towards humans, or at least to the humans he's interacting with. When he first appears, we saw him in the Admiral uniform, superior to everyone on the bridge. And after he gets Riker's Q powers, he wears 3 pips as a commander, just a commander like Riker. And in all later productions with Q, he'll have the highest rank he ever gives himself, which is a captain. Uh, I don't know if that is true. What do you guys think? Do you think that's actually true, or is that something Q just made up? Yeah, see, at least Picard disagrees. Oh, I like the music that plays there. See, this is the real game, at least I think, to Q. Just messing with Picard. Flim flam, man. I like that. Um, but the music that's played when they were fighting down on the planet was actually La Marseillaise. I guess that's how you say that. And that's the French Republic's national anthem. I guess you'd say La Marseillaise. And I like that he lets him do it. uh, I'm glad. I like how Picard knows they'll reject it. I like how he adds "if you wish." I feel like he kind of screws Wesley with this gift. Like Wesley misses out on a lot, but I suppose it's what Wesley thinks he wants. And I don't think he offers Beverly a gift. I don't know if they've established that they know each other that well. Did Wesley's hair color change? That's funny that Joy says that. I like how Data immediately says no. I kind of wish they would have let him do it before Data got to say no. Do you guys know who wrote that? See, Picard's feeling pretty smug about it right now. Jordy. See, Jordy's smart. He actually lets him do it. He gets to experience it. I mean, yeah, experience it for like 2 seconds and then take it away. He still has the memory. So this is the first time we see LeVar Burton without the visor or the contact lenses that he wears. I don't get this. Like, they don't ever establish that he kind of likes her. They don't ever go from here with the relationship between the two. Why make him say that? And I actually think Dr. Crusher looks a little better than Tasha Yar, but you know that could just be because, like I said, she freaks me out because of the Pet Cemetery tie-in. Oh, okay, I remember this. What he gets Worf. So, this is the first time we see another Klingon besides Worf, and this is the first female Klingon to appear on TNG. Again, with Tasha Yar, I don't get this. Like, why is she supposed to be some hot thing? They've, I mean, don't- one reference in the weird episode where they're on that planet. Uh, I can't think of what it's called the second, but that's where the guy takes her capture of her. I can't think of what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That's like the only evidence we get that she's supposed to be hot stuff, and then bam, we have like two instances of people thinking that. He does have a place because later on we know, well, we know what happens. We all know what happens later on in the series. I wonder how it does that. That's a decent dub over that guy with Wesley's voice. Just because it's easier doesn't mean it's right. Come on, Q, you should know that. As well, you should, Riker. Come on, what did you think was going to happen? Come on, Q, pay off your wager. All right, so the Q takes him now. So is that like a beam technology, or how'd that work? So they're all back where they were when it started, pretty much. I don't know, Data. I don't know how they. It's crazy that there's that discrepancy. It could be very well true. Who knows? All right, the famous engage. All right, guys. So that was that episode. Season 1, Episode 10, Hide and Q. Overall, a decent episode. Any episode with Q and John Delancey in it, a decent one. It's at least going to be decent, you know. But that was it. Let me guys know what you thought about the episode. Um, look out for the next one, and have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
No, Lieutenant Worf. You'll make no move against him unless I order it.
Pity. You might have learned an interesting lesson. Macro head. With a micro brain.